Have you ever felt the world pressing in, whispering that your dreams are too big or that hope is only for other people? Tonight, on Daily English Stories, you'll meet Lena, a young girl who climbs beyond the noise of her city, building her own window to the stars with nothing but broken parts and relentless hope. But every step she takes brings a new challenge: the weight of doubt, the sting of laughter, and the gentle, heartbreaking fear that maybe, just maybe, she's reaching too high. Before her story is over, Lena will force us to ask ourselves, what if the limits we accept aren't really ours, and what might happen if we decide to ignore them just for one night? If you believe that even a small act of courage can change everything, this story is for you. Make sure to subscribe to Daily English Stories and leave a like if you're ready to discover how far your dreams can truly go. What's your limit? The story of Lena and the rooftop observatory. Night falls over the city, and the rooftops become a world apart, silent, watching distant from the lives below. On one of these rooftops, Lena, just 13, carefully sets up her battered telescope. The metal is cold beneath her fingers. The lens is old, scratched, but it holds her hope together. She moves quietly, avoiding the windows where neighbors might be watching, and settles in to greet the sky. The stars come out slowly, flickering against the haze of the city's lights. Lena's eyes follow them, tracing lines from memory, a map she drew on scraps of paper after school. Up here, the world's noise softens, but she still hears it, the voices below, reminding her of limits. Her mother's voice, gentle but tired, warns her that dreams are a luxury. At the market, the vendors shake their heads, muttering that people like her should focus on things that matter, things that... Yet on the rooftop, Lena finds something she cannot let go. She remembers the promise she made to herself on a night much like this, when she first held the broken lens up to the moon and whispered,
"I won't give up."
The city wanted her small, careful, practical, but Lena's heart carried a question: what if the sky isn't just a ceiling but a door? She scavenges what she can: discarded wires, a mirror with the silver peeling at the edge, lenses too battered for anyone else to want. Each piece she finds, she brings home quietly, hoping her mother won't notice. The kitchen is always dim, her mother's shoulders heavy from long days at the factory. At dinner, Lena tries to share her excitement, sliding a carefully drawn star map across the table. Her mother looks, sighs, and folds it away. There's love in her hands, but fear in her words.
You can't live on wishes, Lena.
Still, every night, Lena climbs back to the roof. She adjusts her telescope, fighting with screws that never fit, and lets herself be claimed by the vastness above. Some nights are clear, the stars sharp and bright, others clouds swallow the sky, and she sits listening to rain beat a quiet rhythm. No matter what the world says, she cannot bring herself to stop looking up. Up here, every breath is a small act of rebellion. The city's limits feel real, but the stars, steady and indifferent, make her believe that borders are meant to be crossed. Lena knows resistance best from those closest to her: sideways glances in the market, the silence at home, neighbors who talk as if dreaming is dangerous. But she keeps her eyes lifted, refusing to let their certainty become her own. On this rooftop, under this sky, Lena's question remains: what's your limit, and what might happen if you choose not to believe in it? Lena wakes to the smell of fried onions and the hum of a city already in motion. Her room is cramped, every surface stacked with salvaged parts, her treasure, her burden. She packs her tools in a canvas bag and slips out before dawn, climbing the fire escape to her sanctuary above. The rooftop is hers alone for a while. Lena unwraps her telescope, checks the lens, and fits the broken pieces together. The metal creaks, the view wobbles, but with a little patience, the night's last stars appear in her field of vision. She breathes in the cold air and feels for a moment that anything is possible. But the world's reminders are never far. Later, in the crowded market, she scans boxes for spare parts, half listening to the vendors as they gossip.
Wasting her time again.
One says.
Someone should teach her something useful.
The words follow her, a weight she carries as she barters for a new screw, a dented lens. When Lena gets home, she tries to hide her disappointment beneath her excitement. She sits quietly at dinner, waiting for the right moment to show her mother the new star map she's drawn. Her mother's hands pause, eyes tired but kind.
Dreams are for other people, Lena. People like us have to be practical.
The words settle over her like dusk, familiar, unavoidable. Still, that night, Lena finds her way back to the roof. The city below glows with yellow lights, but above, the sky stretches endlessly. She promises herself again that she'll keep searching, keep fixing, keep reaching for something more. The wind tugs at her hair, the metal of the telescope chills her fingers, but she holds on. She knows she doesn't belong to the world below, not entirely. Part of her will always live up here, eyes fixed on the horizon, heart stubborn in its hope. No matter how small the city tries to make her, Lena believes the sky cannot be owned. She repeats her vow, voice swallowed by the night. I won't give up. And for a moment, under the indifferent stars, it almost feels like a beginning. The school gym is bright and cold, filled with projects lined up like quiet soldiers. Lena's telescope looks fragile among the polished models and shiny posters, its body patched and awkward. She stands beside it, hands folded, listening as students gather in groups, talking, laughing, pretending not to stare. Their voices rise and fall, echoing off the painted walls. A teacher pauses, her expression polite, eyes lingering on the tape and wire that hold Lena's observatory together. Lena explains the star map, the hours spent tracking Jupiter and Saturn from her rooftop. She tries to sound proud, but her words feel small in the wide, echoing space. The teacher nods and moves on. Lena is left alone in the hush, exposed and uncertain. It begins as a whisper, a joke passed between classmates. Someone points at the telescope's uneven legs, another smirks. The laughter grows, quiet but sharp, sliding beneath Lena's skin. Her cheeks burn. She keeps her eyes on the floor, wishing she could vanish, but the feeling stays. Each laugh is a reminder, you don't belong. When the fair ends, Lena packs her things with slow, careful hands. She avoids the other students, head down, moving through the hallways as if chased. The afternoon sun outside feels strange and empty. At home, she says nothing. Her mother asks about the day, but Lena only shrugs, retreating to her room. Shame lingers in the quiet, heavy and stubborn. That night, unable to sleep, Lena rummages through an old dresser in the corner of her room. She finds a bundle of letters, their envelopes yellowed, the ink faded. They belonged to her grandmother, a name almost lost to memory. Lena reads the first one by moonlight. It speaks of missed chances and secret dreams, of watching the night sky and wanting more. The words feel like an echo of her own thoughts, gentle and sad. Years have passed, and the city's outline has softened. Lena, no longer a child, stands by her window at dawn, the old telescope polished and sturdy beside her. She has grown, her hands are sure now, her eyes just as hungry for the unknown. On the table rests a plain envelope, official and crisp, bearing news she once believed was beyond her reach. Her breath catches as she reads. Her research has been accepted into a national contest. The medal she later receives is heavy in her palm, a real shining answer to so many nights of doubt. She returns home, quiet with pride, the city no longer feeling quite so confining. Lena visits her old school, where her medal hangs beneath a glass case, a silent reminder that the world's limits can shift. Children pass by it without a glance, but Lena stands still for a moment, feeling how time has changed her. Her journey carries her to a crowded community center, where eager hands reach for scraps of wire and glass. Hungry for discovery, Lena shows them how to build telescopes from what others throw away, just as she once did. She watches as they press their faces to the eyepiece and gasp, Jupiter's moons, tiny and bright, appearing in their field of view. Their excitement is raw and honest, an echo of the awe that first drew her to the stars. In the classroom, Lena pins her own hand-drawn star map to the wall, the same one she made as a teenager, its lines worn but still clear. Beneath it, she writes in careful script, "What's your limit?" One by one, the children add their own stars, each marking a hope, a question, a small rebellion against the boundaries they've been handed. Lena stands back, watching their constellation grow. The limits that once pressed against her have faded, replaced by new horizons shaped by courage. Her story, rooted in longing and resistance, lives on in every child who lifts their eyes and wonders what else might be possible. The sky, once distant, is now open, stitched with dreams that refuse to be measured. If Lena's journey moved you, take a moment to look at your own sky. What is one limit you've carried that never truly belonged to you? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'm excited to read about your story. And your reflection might be the spark someone else needs today. At Daily English Stories, we believe that every boundary can be questioned, and that hope, even if fragile, can be the start of something extraordinary. If Lena's courage reminded you of your own dreams, lost or still burning, subscribe to our channel and share this video with a friend who's searching for their next horizon. Let's lift each other up, one story at a time. And before you go, remember, sometimes what holds us back isn't always obvious. Tomorrow, on Daily English Stories, we'll explore a new journey, one that asks not just where your limits are, but whether your happiness is real or just comfortable. Join us for a story about quiet longing, honest self-discovery, and the simple courage to begin again.